why sports? There is a quote in my mind which says, "Oh child, run and play as much as you can. And you are not supposed to sit in one place and play." So the point out here the poet is making is, in your young days, you have to play very good sports. And sports means you have to run, you have to move yourself and play that sport. You should not be playing a sport sitting in one place. The importance of sports is emphasized in our culture long back. Okay, so sport is essential. That is point number one. Okay, it is vital for anybody's growth. This poem was sung for little children. Okay, so the emphasis of sports starts all the way from when somebody is very young in life. Why is sports very important when you are young in life? Between the age of 0 to 20, that is called as the formative ages of life, where your growth starts, all kind of growth, physical, emotional growth happens during that time. It is very important to play sports during that time. Why? The body has got tremendous energy during that time, and the storage of such great energy is to enable the body to function in terms of growing process, or to enable the growth process in the body. And this is not just the storage energy which you have in the body at that age is not just appropriate enough for you to grow. It is more than what you require to grow also. Okay, the nature stores them all in our body in excess, so that we are not in shortage of anything when we need to grow. So this energy sometimes may be too excess, and it needs to be channeled properly, and sports is the best way to channel this energy. All our traditional sports, if you see, involves a lot of running, jumping, skipping, right? Traditional sports like kabaddi, football, basketball, balls, those all are ball games, by the way, all involve the whole body in the process of playing. So it is very essential that when you are between the age of 0 and 20, you need to play sports very well. You need to indulge yourself into sports. Also, when you play sports, there is a lot of hormonal changes which happens inside the body. Okay, since sports involves the whole body and a lot of muscle work is involved out there, the brain releases a lot of feel-good hormones like endorphins, enkephalins, dopamines into the blood, which enables and promotes good amount of healing also inside the body. It promotes a feel-good factor. It's like the incentive system of our body. Because you did something which was high in calorie burn activity and you did it very well, here's the incentive. So that feel-good starts coming with sports. So when you play sports and you feel good, it is not just because you played sports, it is because your brain is rewarding you in terms of these feel-good hormones which flows through your body freely, through your blood, okay, freely. All these things enable a healthy growth to happen. It develops a spirit of competitiveness. It develops a spirit to overcome obstacles. It develops a spirit which makes you tough against all kind of situations. So sports is a very integral part of growth. Now, once you get past this growth stage, okay, now your body has achieved its complete physical maturity. Okay, it's grown to its maximum. It's grown as per the genetics or as per the environment through which you position the body into. It has grown the level it has to grow, and now you're an adult. Approximately around the age of 20, 21, 22, life also changes. Okay, your school days are over, your college days are over. Now professional life starts, marital life starts, parenting starts, right? So the physical usage of the body also now is different. The physical and the emotional stress placed on the body is also different. However, the mechanism of sports still remains the same. Whenever you play sports, any kind of sports for that reason, these feel-good hormones still come into play inside your body. But now they do not enable growth in your body because growth is over, but they enable tissue repair, they enable de-stressing inside the body, they induce good amount of sleep, they increase your appetite, and many of these hormones are very much heart friendly also. So now the same hormones play a slightly different role when you are a grown up and you are playing sport. But understand one thing, now the body has stopped growing and the usage of the body is quite different. The stress placed on the body is different. And when you played sports as a youngster, you are spending all the extra energy which was stored inside the body for a different purpose. Now there is no such extra energy stored inside your body, which you need to be spending it. Now you are in earning mode. Okay? Like 0 to 20, you live in your dad's pocket money. It's good to spend as much as you want to. You're not much questioned, by the way, and you're not held too much responsible also. If you want, you ask your dad money, he gives you, you spend. That's all. But now, after the age of 21, 22, when you cross, you need to start earning on your own. Like how you go to a job and you earn money, body also is like that. Now you cannot be in that same old expenditure mode. Sports spends your fitness. Okay? That is something which I want you to keep in your mind. Sports does not increase your fitness, it spends your fitness. So now when you are going to spend fitness as a grown-up adult, because you don't have any more storage of energy inside your body, you need to earn your fitness first of all before you spend your fitness. So what is fitness? We have seen in the past few episodes, developing good strength is part of fitness. Developing good flexibility is part of fitness. Developing good mobility is part of fitness. Developing good stamina is part of fitness. All these things are fitness components which you need to earn inside your body so that when you play a sport, you are free to spend in the sport. When you do not earn sufficiently, you are not allowed to spend handsomely. Okay, so now as an adult, you need to learn how to strike a balance between sport and your fitness. Please don't be misled by the fact that sports will keep you fit. Sports burns a lot of calories. It makes you sweat, by the way. It makes you feel good. That's all fine. But that still does not equal to exercise. May it be long distance running, okay, how many ever tens and hundreds of kilometers you run, it is a sport. You are spending your fitness. Swimming, long distance cycling, football, basketball, any of these ball games, whatever you involve in the name of sports, all are sports and they spend your fitness. Okay, they do not earn your fitness. There is a second category into sports called as racket sports, okay, where you use a racket. Example, tennis, golf, shuttle badminton, table tennis. These all are racket sports. They involve one half of your body more than the other half of the body. Does that mean they're bad? No, they're not bad. But you need to understand when you indulge in them, they create good amount of muscular imbalances inside your body. You can tolerate such kind of sports and you can continue such kind of sports without getting injured only when you are doing that sports in addition to a fitness activity. What are fitness activities? Things like gymming, yoga, Pilates, calisthenics, CrossFit. These are all called as fitness activities. Only when you involve in fitness activities, you are eligible to play sports as an adult. Otherwise, the sports which you indulge into, the sports which you love so much, itself will eventually bring injuries to you. And injuries stop you from playing sports further. And that is not something which anybody would feel good about, the fact that they're not able to play sport. Okay, so sports is not training your body. Okay, if you play sports without training your body in the form of fitness, that means you're straining your body in the sports. This is how the sports, which was very familiar to you once upon a time, eventually starts becoming injurious. I've heard stories from my clients saying that I'm playing football from my childhood, I'm playing basketball from my childhood. That day I just took a normal shot, which I would anyway take. There was nothing great about it. It was nothing so technical, nothing so very complicated, but I twisted my ankle. my knee buckled off and it tore some of my major ligaments. These kind of stories I get to hear because as a child or as a kid, they would have been playing only sports, but when they became adults, they did not add fitness as part of their sports regime. They continued the same way how they were as kids, which means they were continuing to live in their dad's pocket money, and they did not realize the fact that they have to earn on their own. This is how sports become injuries. 2 to 5% of sports injuries are unfortunate because of the trauma, the way the person fell, somebody kicked, somebody pushed. That is unfortunate, by the way. But 95% of sports injuries, which I get to see in my day-to-day life, in my career, is things which could have otherwise been avoided. Understand one thing: a well-trained body, a strong body going through a trauma is not equal to a weak body going through a trauma. All said and done, we cannot predict what is the outcome of a trauma. I have heard minor traumas also leading to major injuries. I have seen major traumas also leading to very minor injuries. Okay, so the outcome of trauma, 100% we cannot predict. But what we can predict is a strong body going through a trauma versus a weak body going through the trauma. Anyway, a strong body any day has got advantage over a weak body. So ensure that you train your body very well. Okay, on any good day, train your body very well, and with a trained body, go and play any kind of sports. Okay, now what is the proposition, or what is the balance between sports and fitness is at least around 70% of your time involvement should be with fitness, and 30% time should be involved into sports as an adult. This applies to adults. So in a week, we've got 7 days. 4 to 5 days, involve yourself in training the body very well. 2 to 3 days, approximately, you can spend in involving yourself into sports. Preferably, don't overlap both each other. I will play in the morning and I will exercise in the evening. As an adult, I don't prefer you do that because it's too much for the body to handle, and a good 6, 7, or 8 hours of sleep and good food may not be sufficient enough for you to recover from the fatigue and the tissue repair which you might be going through because of the sport or the fitness activity. So place them in separate days, okay? Separate days of physical conditioning in the form of fitness, and separate days of sports conditioning for the body, okay? Do not overlap each other. But if you're a growing child between the age of 0 to 20, then even if you play every day 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever time you can, then there's absolutely nothing wrong about that. Okay, children can get away even if they didn't warm up properly. Children can get away even if they didn't cool down properly. But as an adult, it's not so easy to get away like that. Okay, now the fall side is also there. When I say about what I generally spoke right now, today's children are also not very fit. Okay, they are not brought up in very tough situations. Which child today carries groceries and walks at least a kilometer? No child is subjected to that, by the way. Which child today is subjected to sitting in an Indian toilet, sitting on the floor with legs crossed, okay, doing physical chores along with parents? No, children are not brought up like that. Hence, even when it comes to children, if they are just about recreational athletes, I mean, they just play casually in the evening, team sports, group sports in the apartment, then fine. But if children are entering into professional sports, that means they are entering into competitive sports, then even if the child is within the age of 20, I would strongly recommend that child should also undergo fitness training very, very rigorously. It's not enough for the child to just play the sport, because professional athleticism or professional sports do demand a lot of playing from the child. Okay, lot more than what an average child would play over 2 or 3 hours in a day. Academies which train for tennis, golf, shuttle badminton, any of these sports, when academies professionally train them, they push the child to play a lot. Okay, we are Indians. We still have the traditional mentality that the more we play, the better we become in the sports. That's not true at all. It's not the more you play, the better you become. The better you train, the more you can play. That is the truth. So if children between the age of 0 to 20, if you are into competitive sports, competitive running, competitive swimming, competitive cycling, competitive tennis, basketball, football, if you are competitive, then you should also indulge in fitness training even before the age of 20. Okay? So to summarize what we spoke today, sports is an expenditure of your fitness. You need to earn fitness to spend it in sports. Okay, that is point number one. Sports is highly recommendable because of the positive impacts it has got on the human body across ages, even when you are in your growing stage or even when you're as an adult, in terms of defatiguing the body, in terms of de-stressing the body, in terms of inducing good amount of sleep, inducing good amount of appetite, mental well-being. Sports is highly recommended. But you need to understand the nature of your sport, if it's a ball sport, or if it's a team sport, or if it is a racket sport. What kind of an impact can that have in your body? As I told you, racket sports do imbalance the musculoskeletal system quite badly, and hence they need to be complemented with good amount of fitness training. You can be into fitness and not play sports, no problem. But you can never be into sports and not play and not exercise properly. You will definitely face injuries for sure. Remember, only 5% of sports injuries are unfortunate and unpredictable. Remaining 95% of injuries are always predictable, and we can otherwise avoid them if we play smart by training the body properly and then playing the sport efficiently. Okay? Thank you all.